You got me, boys?
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Good
I'm all right.
evening.
I'm all right.
Gareth.
So,
Gareth.
how are you?
Can you,
Gareth,
do we call you Snoz or do we just call you Gareth?
you call me whatever you want, really. I'm into either.
You into it, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can go with whatever. Gareth, Snoz. I've been called worse. Don't worry. A
I'm,
lot
al-
worse.
I'm already enjoying the Welsh accent. My
So-
my father was from Wales, or is
Oh,
from Wales.
what part?
Pembroke,
Oh, no, posh.
posh. Well,
Oh, all right.
I mean,
All
he
right.
moved down here when he was like 8 or 9. So, but he still
Cool.
talks about Wales like he loves the Welsh. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
always in you,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like I'd speak to so many people who've moved away, and instantly, as soon as they start talking to other people from, especially if they're from South Wales, they've instantly like whoosh, like they've never been away.
Yeah.
I was in Australia a few years ago, and I saw one of my father's cousins who moved to Australia when he was like 17, 18, and he was like in his late 60s then. As soon as I started, he had Australian accent, thick Australian accent. As soon as I started speaking to him, you could hear it coming through slowly but surely. Like the inbredness was coming through as slow as possible. So yeah, there
Oh,
we
it's
are.
cool, man. It's
Well,
cool.
Nice.
let's just say welcome everybody out there,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Gareth Snoz Lawrence from the Blackout. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. How are you?
All good, mate. Yeah. Are you okay?
I
Are you
was like,
okay? Are you okay? Are you going to say the same thing? Are you okay after last night? Oh
yeah,
dear.
crap. I'm still waiting for Wales to start playing some football at some point. Even though we're out
Yeah.
now, I'm like, next time I watch Wales play, I'm hoping they're going to play some actual football
Yeah.
because I haven't seen none of that in the last 3 games. But this is what I've been saying this today all day in work. I am up here because I never thought I would ever in my lifetime see Wales in a World Cup.
No.
This
That's pretty
is
cool.
this like for being an England fan, you're just like, World Cup, I'll do. But we are like, this is the best thing ever. Nearly all of my friends from like locally and from like in music, they're all out in Qatar. They're all just I just see pictures left, right, and centre of people out in Qatar, just like, whoa, what? This is amazing. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I see
Must-
follow the boys on Twitter from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. They've been
yeah.
out there and
They're all out there.
they
Yeah.
seem to be loving it.
Yeah, Ryan from Funeral for a Friend is out there as well. It's
Is
just
he?
like the people. I don't know if you remember a band from South Wales years ago called Dopamine.
Yeah.
When Neil, the singer, Neil, he's out there. Like loads of people, loads of different people, just all out there. They've all come together. It's class. It's
Oh,
amazing.
they would have had a great time. I think it's
Oh.
great. I love it when all the home nations get into like tournaments. I think it makes it better. And it was great. It was great having the clash against Wales and
this is my thing as well with like I support Wales. I love supporting Wales. But every tournament ever since I was a kid, I've always supported England. When England in it, I'm supporting England. Love it. Like my first memory of watching football at major tournaments was watching England in Italia '90. So I always remember like everyone talks about like Gaza crying and stuff and all that and that happening. My overriding memory of it is David Platt's goal against Belgium.
Yeah, the volley on the turn.
What a finish!
And I'll tell you what, let me just, as you mentioned that, because I love talking about football.
Yeah, me too.
I know where I was when that happened, Snoz.
Okay.
I was in a caravan park called I think it was called Rockley Park in Poole in Dorset. And it was the first time me and my brother were allowed to go into the clubhouse to watch it. And it was just full of people, all in their kits, drinking. And we was allowed to stand at the doorway and watch it on this big screen. And then Platt scored that volley against Belgium, I think, and it erupted. I've never seen anything like it in my life and was just hooked from that second. It was really with the England team, yeah. God, yeah. Still there, Gareth? No, he's frozen.
Are you there?
Am I back? I can't see you. Oh my god!
Did you hear my caravan park story?
You can see me. I can't see you. I remember I was 9. There was a Saturday, and that goal went, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" And the game against Cameroon as well. It was just, it was just a massive get together. Even though it wasn't Wales, all of our favourite players were playing. You know what I mean? So we were just. It's been like that ever since. It's only been, I would say, the last 10 years or so. A lot of like people I know have always been like, "Oh, England doing well, yeah." They like a little bit. No, I don't like them. I'd like them to lose. I'm like, "Oh, come on!" Like I'm always the same with home nations. Get them in there. Let's have a laugh.
It's when
it's the only way to do it, isn't it?
Was it France '98 when Scotland? I think they played Brazil in their opening game, and I was there. Watching it, wanted Scotland to beat Brazil. I was up for it, and they didn't. But yeah, it's all good though. I think it's against all the criticism. It's been a good tournament. I think so. Anyway, I've enjoyed.
I've enjoyed this.
I can't wait for the next game. I've got some accumulators on now, and they're not really. You're not giving me the cash out option, are they?
Oh, nice.
The cash out's frozen. Funny enough.
Little wages, love that.
Anyway, we don't want to stray too far from the path.
This ain't a football podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
Talking about the accumulators.
I know. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I could talk about most things all day, but especially football.
Yeah, fair play, mate.
You watch the England games.
Not into it.
He's not a football fan at all, but he came around the other night and watched England, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's got to.
So you mentioned.
Because he probably not because I was coming on. We were playing Wales. You can see he probably watched it the other day. Knew we were going to give us a battering.
After the USA game, I weren't too sure. So let's just go straight in there with the Blackout are reforming. Original lineup, and you're playing download next.
Yes.
How excited are you about that, Snoz?
Yes, we are.
Because what has it been? Did you say it was 10 years?
Extremely excited.
Are you already rehearsing, or is that something you're doing much like closer to the date? Are you already sort of together as a band and rehearsing and stuff like that, or is that something that will come later?
We have been rehearsing. When we spoke about it, we were talking and we were like, "Oh, look, boys," because we were thinking to ourselves, a lot of other bands have been thinking about doing it. We've been speaking to other bands, and we've been thinking about it for a while, but just didn't have the right time to do it. So we decided to maybe we were like, "Oh, look, let's just get in a room together, see how it feels. If we get in a room, we play, and we're like, boys, this is crap. We'll just knock it on the head. No, don't worry about it. No one will ever know anything. It'll never happen. Cool." But we got together, played a few songs. We just started playing straight away. We played like 10 songs straight, more or less, and we were like, "Oh, this is cool." So we were like, now we're all up for it. Now we got to try and find somebody to play. So luckily we had one of our ex-manager works for the company SJM, and he was saying, "Oh, look, if you want to play a gig, I'll see if I can try and sort something out for you, and I'll have words." And then the download offer came along, and we were like, "Yeah, go on then." If it's going to be one, it's going to be downloading it.
Yeah, amazing.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a warm-up gig, or is it just straight out on the stage for download?
At the moment, it's just going to be straight out on the stage at download. Probably we all finish work on the Thursday, get up there, just have a laugh, and get involved, jump in front of everybody, and then everybody going, "They're fat and old."
Hey,
guess who's back?
Bloody hell!
Snoz is back.
Dude, what a nightmare!
What happened?
Yeah, everything around me that you could plug in and that needs to be run on the internet. Just when I guess, nope, no more for me.
It's good because now you're moving in real time, whereas before you were
that lag was getting a bit.
I was like crouchy, was I? Or
He was without trying to be crouchy. You was crouchy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, about 4 foot too short I am. That's my problem.
Sorted. Where were we? So we were talking about the download thing. That's obviously quite exciting. Amazing. I mean, there must be loads of bands. I mean, to be honest, you've already played with probably every band on that bill anyway, right?
Yeah, a few of them, one or two, over the years. Because when I was looking at most of the bands, I was like, "Oh, they're going to be there. Can't wait to see them. Hoping on the same day. They're there. Look, they're there." And I'm like, I thought to my missus, she was like, "Are we going to be able to see all those bands?" And I was like, I hope so. But there's probably a good chance that we won't get anywhere within the vicinity of most of those. So yeah, it's amazing. Just being able to go, like, because what I was saying just now, be able to the fact to take my little boy's 9 now, and he thinks I'm probably the most uncoolest person in the world. So I go to him sometimes, I'm like, watch his videos on YouTube, watch his now boy, it's dad. He's like, yeah, cool. Cool. Can I go play FIFA? I'm like, yeah, cool. 2 minutes now. 2 minutes. Watch this one. But like, so to hopefully to get him to see me play on such a big stage, it's going to be cool. He came to see, because I'm in another band called Valhalla Awaits.
Yeah.
And he came to see us play Open Steelhouse Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Back in July, I think it was. So he came to that and he had a brilliant day, because I don't know if you've ever been to Steelhouse Festival, but it's like on top of the mountain. It's quite it's like a smallish festival. Like,
that's in Wales,
like
isn't it? That festival.
Yeah. So it's like literally 20 minutes from my house. So that was awesome. But it's on top of the mountain. It's a small, like 7,000-8,000 people, and it's like super family orientated. The atmosphere is class. Like, it's meant up, because the crowds we play to now with Valhalla Rights and all that kind of thing, it's like, it's a lot of the older crowd. Yeah. I guess. So it's like, but when we started playing, you could just see all the people coming in. We were the first band on the first day. You could see them all coming in, setting up their camping chairs, sitting down, just eating sandwiches.
Camping chair with the little cup holder, and you can just put
There's loads of them, like 5 or 6 cups full where they've had all the beers. So they're like, I'll take these back all in one later on. But so my little boy came to that and he loved it. Like, and he said to me, he said to me a couple of times, you playing that next year, Dad? You playing that? I was like, oh, we'll have to wait and see. But now you've been to download twice already. Once when he was 4, once when he was 5. And he can remember. He can remember.
He can remember, yeah.
Yeah, because we've done a YouTube video for him, from us when we were there, and so he remembers little bits. But I think this year now will be even better, because it'll be proper this year.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've always like, because I play a bit of music as well, and I've always wanted my son to see us live. And when he was probably about 4 or 5, he come to like a local venue around here to watch us play, and he had the ear protectors on and everything. And I remember playing. I was like, I can't believe I'm playing in front of my son. I never thought I'd get to do that. And I looked out into the audience. He was just standing there with tears pouring down his face. I was like, oh.
Tears of joy they were.
They were.
He was like, I'm so happy. Look at my dad a bit. Oh, I'm crying. It's amazing.
It was like, it was one of these pubs with like crap sound and all that kind of stuff, where it was it was brutal.
It wasn't the railway, was it?
Yeah, it was the railway. It was upstairs at the railway.
That's awful.
But we've got this really cool venue like in Southend called Chinnery's, which is like proper decent PA, and it's wicked. And I really want him to come and see us there, but they don't let anyone in who's under 14. So it's like,
never. There's a video of someone shot from out the front. I found it on YouTube, and my girlfriend had hold of my little boy on the side of the stage, but then she put him down and she had him by his hand, and he was dancing on the side of the stage while we were playing.
Oh my God.
I found that video, and I think I put it on my Instagram a couple of years ago, and the fact that I thought I never thought the BLACKOUT would play a show again. So for me to have that video of him, the only video I've ever had of him watching me play and dancing to my band playing, I was like, this is cool. That is mega cool. But like, he'd be too cool for that. He'd be dabbing and that now in downloads.
Oh yeah, mate.
All the other stuff.
You get him to go around picking up the empty turbo cups, wouldn't you? He'll have a stack of them. Yeah, I got these.
Collecting. Come on, go collecting.
Boy. Go collecting to get that free beer for your dad.
You send him off to take him to meet Grandad Hetfield.
Oh, I'd love her.
How good would that be?
I'd love her. I'd take him and go, and I'd probably say to him, Tommy, this man, I really wish was my dad, but he's not. But I wish he was, because he's into Stranger Things and stuff at the minute. Like, see, you've watched all the Stranger Things now, and so he loves Master of Puppets, loves it.
Oh, right,
absolutely. Oh, yeah. Like, every night before he goes to bed, he always plays a song on Alexa, guaranteed, and he listens to it a couple of times, and you know when he's fallen asleep because it goes off. But a couple of months ago, when he was mad at the Stranger Things, he played Master of Puppets every night before bed. Like Master of Puppets, 7.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'd listen to it. We get 4 or 5 times. We were like, he should have been sleeping about half hour ago by now. He got to knock Master of Puppets off. I never thought you'd come to the point that I go, boy, you've got to turn Master of Puppets off.
I can't take any more Master of Puppets.
I can. That's the thing. But he needed to get up for school, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Sometimes because he loves Sabadon. So during lockdown, when lockdown first happened, because he used to watch different videos on YouTube, he found a video of the Titanic, the film Titanic, but the Titanic sinking, and there was a song on it by, I think it might have been Nightwish, maybe something. I think it was Nightwish. So I used to watch this video over and over and over all the time. But then they linked him once to Sabaton, the Bismarck. I don't know if you know. Do you know any of Sabaton? Yeah. So they got a song. They got a song, the Bismarck. So that came on, and he started playing, and I'd heard of Sabaton, and when they came on, I was like, oh, look at these. Oh, they're good, yeah. But then we went all through lockdown. We just went through a wormhole of Sabaton. It was Sabaton all the time, left, right, and centre. Every album, all the B-sides, we were just listening all the time. And I was like, I am into this. They are telling me. But I don't know if you've seen any of the videos on YouTube. They've got like a thing called Sabaton Histories, where they tell you the story behind the songs.
Right, no.
Oh, unreal. You will learn some mad shit. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Yeah. Sabaton Histories.
They look out for that.
Yeah, they got a song called Night Witches. I don't know if you heard that one. And what that story's about is in I think it was the Second World. Yeah, it's got to be the Second World War. There was a group of Russian women. They were the only female air fighter pilots throughout the whole Second World War. But because obviously they were women, they wasn't taken seriously or anything. So they used to wear all old men's uniforms. They were like massive on them, so they couldn't wear them. And they wouldn't give them proper planes, so they give them a lot of like light aircraft, like crop dusters.
Yeah.
So they gave them a lot of those. So what they would do, they would fly, because obviously they were quite quiet, those planes, but they would fly in the night. As soon as they would get close to a German camp, they turn the engines off, so they would glide. So they had bombs on them. So they were gliding, but when they were gliding in, they'd scream really, really loud. So they were like banshees. So when they were dropping bombs, puff, puff, on all these soldiers that were sleeping, like eyewitnesses were like night witches, they called them, and they had a reputation for being like they killed loads of German soldiers and stuff, and they had this reputation of, it's so good. I learned that from Sabaton. Amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Who knew? Like,
check this out.
Who knew? Yeah. They got like loads of songs about like Russian soldiers who got gassed by the Germans. Attack of the, I don't know if you know the song, Attack of the Dead Men. They got attacked by German soldiers. Like they used like tear gas and stuff. So these Russian soldiers, because they were bleeding from the eyes, and they were like, right, last thing we can do, we're just going to charge up the German soldiers. So they charged them, and the Germans thought they were all dead, so they thought they were zombies. So they turned around, they were like, fuck that, I'm off. Whoosh, gone. And that's what the one song is about. It's mental. Some of the stuff is brilliant.
They've got some cool inspiration. It needs to be watched.
Yeah. It's like I said, there's loads of different stuff you should. Like I said, you'll be in a wormhole. You'll be here all day.
So we got some sort of regular questions we always ask on this podcast, and
cool.
One of them is, what was the first band you ever saw live?
Right. So the first band I ever saw live was Skid Row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Skid Row, 1995, Newport Centre. It was the Subhuman Race tour.
Yeah,
and I love that album. I love the Subhuman.
Do you know what?
Race.
That album gets a lot of bad rep, but
I love it.
I think it's a brilliant album.
Yeah.
They kind of went downhill on that album, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
No, but
no,
the grand scheme of things, the popularity, and it, after Slave to the Grind and the debut album, self-titled, it kind of be like they released that and everyone was like,
yeah, but grunge had like killed that, hadn't it? Grunge had like killed that whole scene.
Yeah, but even the hardcore fans of Skid Row were like, well, it ain't nowhere near as good as the previous album.
Yeah.
Me included, I said the same thing. And I kind of just was like, was it My Enemy, the song on it? It's
class.
It's all right, isn't it? It's
the album just
quite a good song.
Dynamics. It was brilliant.
But when it was brilliant. But it just, and I don't know, that cold blue cover as well. I think people.
I think it sounded grungy. I think that's what they were aiming for. They wanted to be they wanted to make like a grungy album, but still, obviously, I still have Sebastian Bach doing his stuff over the top, and some of the songs on it, I love it. I love the album. Like it starts
into another Frozen,
into another's Clash Frozen. Eileen's brilliant.
Yeah, that's a great song, isn't it?
But the song, like the start of the Subhuman Race, when it starts with and it's just flat out straight away. Class. And so when I first heard that, I was like, this is awesome. And I loved that whole album. I loved it. I absolutely love it, because when we went, because obviously I went to see him, and that was my first ever proper gig. And we because our taxi wasn't coming for ages later, we waited outside, and I got to meet Rachel Bolan, and I was like,
oh, really?
God, this is a proper rock star that I've been watching since I was about 9 on the telly, and he stood in front of me. This is amazing. So I got to meet Rachel Bolan. Then our taxi came, so we had to get home, because my man
was
said,
it just like a quick hello kind of thing? Didn't actually.
Yeah.
So
still pretty cool.
I mean,
he sang my friend's shoe, and then we were all like just talking and stuff. And
then,
obviously no photos, because no one had a disposable camera. It was 1995,
right.
sort of thing. So that was my first rock concert. My first actual concert was 1992, for my 12th birthday, when I went to the old Cardiff Arms Park, which was the Millennium Stadium now, before they knocked it down, and I went to see a Mr. Michael Jackson.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
wow, you've seen Jacko.
Like,
yeah.
We're
both huge fans of Jacko, aren't we?
Yeah. When I was, we've spoken about Jacko before.
Oh yeah.
What tour would that have been then?
Dangerous.
Oh right, did you say that? Dangerous. Yeah. I mean, that was a good album in its day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved it.
That got knocked off the #1 spot by anyone?
I know.
The album?
Yeah.
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Was it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nevermind knocked it off the #1 spot.
Yeah.
It was. I think nice. it was #1 for like 3 weeks, and then Nevermind knocked it off.
Yeah. Oh well. Never mind.
But it's a great album, and you know my favorite Jacko song of all time is "Give In to Me" from that album, because I'm a huge Slash fan.
Slash is on it,
yeah, of course. And I just loved it. I mean, like the guitar work in that song is brilliant. I think he should have done a lot more guitar-based tunes. You know, I know he was a pop artist, but
he loved all the guitar stuff. Because if you've seen the film This Is It, he's like when he's there and people are playing, you can see he's into it, and he's like, oh, and he loves the way that, because the drum sound, because when he first started the thing in his ear, he had it in ears, and he was like, I didn't like it, because he felt as though he was like punching into his ears, his eardrums. I think it was the fact because I think he wanted to hear the drums live so much, and that was his whole. Do you know what I mean? His reason for dancing, his reason for having the beat inside him.
Yeah,
I think he made him panic a bit, because he could hear everything else. He's probably like, "Oh, I'm not into that. I'm not into that bass player. He needs sacking."
But do you wear in ears when you play? I can't do it.
No.
I play guitar, but I have to hear it. I have to feel it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, same. I when we did Kerrang tour in like 2010. That was we all had in ears, and we did that tour with in ears. At first, I found it weird. It was just super weird. But then I got used to it, because you can have the ambience up, and you can have the crowd noise in there. And I got used to it. But then the tour after, because it was so expensive to run our own desk and stuff, we didn't use them again after that. But I always had them for like recording and stuff. But as soon as we got back to playing loud, I was like, here we go. This is it. I feel as though I'm in a gig now. I'm not in the house.
Yeah, that's it.
Just sweating and playing in the house on my own. So yeah, it was awesome.
So
I do.
Go on.
I can say I do it like earplugs, because I play in like a pub band as well, like a wedding band as well.
Yeah.
I do wear earplugs for that now, because and when I practice stuff, I'd wear it. Yeah. But like I feel that I think I got abnormally large earlobes, because when ear tunnels, like, so when I wear my earplugs, if I play properly, like when I play with Valhalla, 3 songs or like 2 songs in, and my head is shaking, and they're gone. I don't know where they're gone. A couple of shakes, and I've lost them. And I'm not into that.
Pop one across the room is in someone's pint.
Yeah. The same thing with these things I got in now. I'm like, when I used to go do a lot of road running, I put earphones in. I go off like 15 yards on the road, and they just keep falling out. I got to keep putting them back in. Abnormal ear tunnels, I think.
So what about first gig you ever played? What was that like? What was your experience like for that, when you actually got up on stage and
was
played?
that drums as well?
Yeah. I was in like pub bands and stuff before I joined the Blackout. So we used to play. I seen on the first proper gig I played was with some friends. We played a lot of like Foo Fighters and Green Day covers and stuff like that on the back of one of our other friends' older brothers. He had like a lorry, so he put the side of the lorry up.
Oh yeah.
And he had a what they call it, a ute, is in like the car, the flatbed thing in the back. He had one of those, and it was filled to the top with cans, loads of ice, and loads of cans in the summer. we played on the back of this thing, and it was awesome. And we were all our friends, and we were playing. They were like, "Oh my god, you're the best band ever!" I think we were crap, to be honest. I think we were super crap. But
that's a great way to start, though, right? Because you're doing it in front of your mates. There's no nerves. You just,
What were you called? Can you remember?
We didn't have a name. We just decided all of three of us to come together and just play some songs.
The Nameless,
which was awesome. Yeah, I think it was.
Amazing.
The inbreds, maybe, because being from this area, that was common knowledge for everyone, I think.
What's the scene like there now? Then is there still like a big I mean, I used to listen to like a lot of the kind of post-hardcore bands like from Wales. From that, I got massively into Funeral for a Friend, and then like got listened to bands that they recommended and all this kind of stuff. And that's how I first got into you guys. And you mentioned Dopamine earlier, and I'd check them out. And there was all sorts of Hondo McLean. There was all sorts of bands. I mean, is there still quite a scene going on there?
I'm not as into it now as what I was, being a family man and stuff now. But
yeah.
It seems to be more now. How do I put this now? So since everything happened with all the bands quit and everything happened with the Lost Prophets thing and all that, kind of scene just emptied and gone, which is part of the course, I think, of everything that happened. But now the scene now, especially over the last, I would say, 6 or 7 years, is more of the new wave of classic rock bands like Florence Black, Cardinal Black, Them Damn Crows, and all that kind of scene. So that kind of scene now, especially South Wales, is doing quite well. Like, so it's like you say, it's the classic rock kind of scene. And obviously with my band now, Valhalla Awaits, we are fitting into that slightly. Like, so we are, that kind of scene is doing well. But as in heavier bands, there are a lot of heavier bands about, but it's like, because there's nowhere to play now, really. You can play in Cardiff every now and again, but like it's like years ago, there'd be like 2 places to play in Merthyr. You'd go to Pontypridd, there'd be like 4 or 5 places to play there. You'd go all different places, all down the valley. You'd be playing in these pubs and like upstairs, and it'd be rammed. There'd be kids jumping off of rafters and all that, but there's none of those DIY gigs anymore, I don't think. Like,
such a shame, isn't it? It's like the whole music scene has just changed, and it's for the worst, isn't it? I mean, it's nothing like it used to be.
I find it mad now, because a lot of stuff we do now as a band with Valhalla, we like, all right, so we got to do this, and people are like, oh no, you got to make sure that's online first. You got to make sure your profile on TikTok is better, or your profile on Instagram is, and I'm like, oh, I just want to play. Can I just play a gig? Or what? I just want to. All those drums there.
Go to a pub and play a gig.
Yeah. I just want to hit them. I want to sweat. I want to hit them. I just want to be into it. And people are like, but make sure like the profile is ready to go. I'm like, cool. I said, I've been in work all day. I just want to hit them now. Leave me alone.
Yeah. It's all about selling merch rather than selling music now, isn't it? For bands. It's like,
because bands can't make money, can they, from selling actual music?
No, we've done a couple of big episodes on this, haven't we? About music streaming, and with Steve Lewis, the guy. Well, we did one with the guy. It's like a music exec and stuff, and it's really interesting, because I kind of really drilled him about how it all works now. Yeah, and he loved talking about it anyway. But so it's all merch driven, isn't it? It's all like profiles and merch.
Yeah, you got to make sure your merch game is like top notch, because fair play to those damn crows. Their merch game and all that, and their online presence is it's top notch. They're always, I'm not saying they're not in your face all the time, because they're not, but they are on top of it. So like every time you think to yourself, I wonder what, bush, there they are. Like as soon as you start thinking about it, they're like, we've got this, we've got that, because they've got like their own hot sauce, I think, in a minute. They've got their own beer.
Yeah, everyone's got their own hot sauce.
Literally, I can't go on social media without seeing them advertised. Them and Massive Wagons, whoever they are.
Massive Wagons,
always coming up like
Massive
constantly.
Wagons have got that real catchy tune on Planet Rock, don't they?
I don't know.
I can't remember what it is, but anyone out there listening will know exactly what I'm talking about. But
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're good. Because we did a festival.
Think of it though. It's God. Have you heard that Wayward Sons as well? They had their Toby Jepson from Little Angels is the singer.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Yeah, he got his own show on Planet Rock as well. So
Yeah,
that's quite interesting because he got a couple of anecdotes every now and again when they talk about bands, because obviously they've been doing it for years. But yeah, it's good because we played a couple of festivals last year with like a load of the different those type of bands, classic rock bands, and it's just to see all the people that go. But it's the good thing about it, all the people that go to these gigs, they buy actual music, they buy CDs. They always come on to us, oh, have you got CDs?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I haven't had a CD since about 2009. I can find one. I can find one for you if you want, like. But
I like it. We like getting CD. We go to hardcore. We like hardcore as well, and we go at shows, and I'm like, I want the bloody CD. I want the CD, and I put them all in my coat. I'm like, so I can play them in the car all week. I just want to put it on, you know. Just want the hardcore CDs when they come out.
I always remember telling them when we were on tour once with Limp Bizkit, there was a boy.
Just a small name drop there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
brilliant.
I was trying to think. Yeah, I was trying to think. Who we were with, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to tell a story now, and I might be halfway through, and I don't want to be lying. I don't want to be lying to you. But do you remember the band called the Guns from South Wales?
The Guns. No.
Have you ever heard Ross Kemp on Gangs?
No.
Have you heard that?
No. I've seen the show.
Yeah. Well, this boy who boy Alex, he was a singer of a band called the Guns. There was like a comedy version of Ross Kemp on Gangs on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
He did all these comedy sketches. But anyway, he came out with us when we were on tour Limp Bizkit. He was doing a lot of filming for us. So the song, I think it's Ambition is Critical, the video for it, is all live footage. And it's all from that tour. And I always remember sitting down and telling him a story about how I saved up to buy Lord by Metallica. I was like, I saved up as much money as I could, and we just waited for it to come out. Went to the music shop, like it opened at 9. I caught the bus from where I live to go to Merthyr at like 7:45 in the morning. I got there at like 8:15, and I was waiting outside the shop, like, come on in, open up. I just couldn't wait to go in and buy the CD, get home, stick it on, and let's go. And like I remember telling them a story, and like the weekend before, Metallica, I don't know if you ever remember that, what they did for that album. They had a thing called the Metalli truck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they went to 3 or 4 different parts all over Britain with this truck, opened the side, and they had album playbacks. So they played the album back and all that. So like they did London, I think they did Glasgow, they did maybe Manchester, and they did Cardiff. And so I went down in on the day for this thing. I remember being outside, just waiting for this thing to open, and they had like a barricaded part on top of the bus. And when I look back on it, then I realised that Metallica, every other place, they went to this listening party and were up on top of the truck while the album was playing. But they didn't turn up in Cardiff.
No,
they must have thought, oh, I'm not going down here. I've done it 3 times already this week. But so
the Metallic track. I
remember it. Yeah.
So they had this like the Metallic track. They played the album from start to finish, and I remember being like, that was because it was so different as well. I was like, that is amazing. Blew my mind. So obviously saving up then to go and I'm just going to stand out to the shop and wait to buy a CD. Like kids these days, like my little boy will never ever know that. That.
We used to do that.
Yeah.
I used to go like to get the picture discs and that. I used to love getting like a new picture disc would come out, like all the Guns N' Roses ones I've got, all their 12 inches from the Illusions, all the picture discs, I've got them all, and I got them when they come out, and they're all still mint. I used to love it, you know.
You get some money for them now.
Yeah, probably would. Yeah,
vinyl is massive again, isn't it?
Some of them are wicked. That one of the Live and Let Die ones, like Orange. Yeah, you know. They're all on
amazing.
there. All the logos and shit.
Yeah, I had a Motley Crue one. My brother bought it, but it was a Motley Crue with Without You, and it was like, so obviously I got them. I don't know if you can see, but I've got the Motley Crue tattoo.
Motley Crue, man. You're a bit of a fan. I see the Metallica star as well.
And I got that there as well.
Nice.
Oh, it's Metallica, isn't it?
I don't know if you can see that one, but that's the push head, is it, from the one artwork?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a bit of a fan then. So let's get your review on the new single.
Love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I like how simple the chorus is, because I love that. I love the fact that he's not being overcomplicated.
Yep.
Lars is still Lars.
Yep.
Get that. But I love the quickness of it. I love how it's like Kill 'Em All. It sounds like a Kill 'Em All era song.
Yeah, I would have said Kill 'Em All straight away. And I played it through once, and then like it stopped. Oh, it's only like 3 minutes or whatever, isn't it? It stopped, and I was like, oh, my jaw was actually on the floor. I was like, and then I played it again and again and again. I was like, oh my God, this is what I wanted.
It gets better on every listen. Every listen just gets better and better. And just open Lars.
He sent me the link, and I was literally at work, and I played it on my phone coming through, and was just like, you know, you just can't really tell, can you? I need to link it up to the Bluetooth in the car and crank it.
Yeah, it needs to be flat out, doesn't it? That's what I did. That's right.
We'll do it on the way.
That's right. First year, I was coming home from work, driving home, and on Planet Rock, Darren Reddick, one of the DJs, was like, if I get a chance to sit in the next between now and 6, and it was like 4:30, he said I'm going to play the new Metallica song. So I was like, what? I had no idea. I was like, you are? Bro, what? so I was stuck in traffic because there's loads of traffic lights where I live. Stuck in traffic lights. You two found this straight away on, and I was just driving home like, oh, that was good. And like I said, I was the same. Got after 3 minutes to finish. I was like, there must be some kind of mad middle-aged by now because Metallica don't finish songs after 3 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, 3 minutes, class.
Mental.
Yeah. I love the
Is there an album? Is they doing an album with that? Is it an album?
So out in April.
72. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? 72?
Yeah. It's a weird concept. I read something about it, but it's about is it called 72 Seasons or something? Was it?
I don't know.
72 something.
I think it's 72 seasons, and that's like seasons are split into 4, and it's the first 18 years of your life or something they were saying, or said it's about from when you're born until you're 18, about how like your parents control you and all this kind of stuff. You're not kind of your own person kind of thing, or something like that.
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't really read it properly, but that's basically the premise of what the album is. It's
nice.
72 seasons, so it's 72 seasons before you sort of turn 18. But,
right, okay.
Which is interesting because Metallica's combined age is 4,962.
Give or take.
Give or take. Yeah. That's what then Higher Power. We had Higher Power on our podcast, and they'd done their album was all the concept of cycles of 7 years.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's a Greek cycle of 7 years. Every 7 years, your mindset changes.
Okay.
And then you automatically switch into a different mindset every 7 years. It's all in there. It's all online, Snoz. Have a look online.
Yeah, have a look. What's that on? Is that on the internet? Yeah.
Yes.
I heard the internet is good.
Yeah.
I'm always saying to him, the internet's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be the next big thing, apparently.
That's from Peep Show, isn't it? That's what he says. That's what he says to him in Peep Show. Keep saying, Mark, the internet's going to be huge.
Yeah, I had because I drive ambulances now, so I take old people to hospital and stuff like that. And a few months ago, I had some old lady who's going, yeah, my granddaughter, she got all of my shopping for me on the internet. I was, the internet. It was more than one.
There's so many of them.
Cool, okay.
I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah. She went on it. She could look at what I wanted, and she pressed a button, and then next day I had it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" Like this woman must have been like in her 80s. To imagine how much that must feel to them. They're like,
"Yeah,
I had it the next day. I didn't have to go anywhere. It literally came to me." You know what I mean? These people are like, their minds are blown.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So you get
on Twitter net.
You get to drive. You get to drive really fast through all the traffic and all that kind of stuff. That must be fun.
I'm not one of the proper ones. I'm not emergency. I just take old people to hospital in a van which looks like an ambulance. Got no lights. I can't have any lights. But the cool thing during the cool thing during lockdowns, every time you drive everyone just be clapping for you. I was like,
you're out the window.
I was like, yeah. I was like, yes, I don't do anything but thanks. You carry on going. Yeah, it's mad. And I was like, every time they were clapping, I was like, oh, there's another bit of my pay rise. There's one clap. There's another clap. Oh, I can't wait to go outside on the doorstep every Thursday night. Here we go. Getting my pay rise in claps.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because that pays the bills, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, apparently, these letters next to me, they don't. So there we go.
So all the other boys in the Blackout, have they? I know you're in Van Halen Waits and stuff, and the wedding band and all that. Have they been keeping in music as well, or is this going to be totally fresh for them, like plunging
Sean
back
and
in?
Bob. Yeah, Sean and Bob are in a band called Raiders together.
Right.
So they've kept their hands in, but I think no one else, until we played recently, no one else had picked up an instrument more or less in 5 years, 6 years.
Oh, it's 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. So they sold. Reese, our bass player, he sold a lot of his gear. He was like, well, I'm never going to use that again. Sold it. Didn't bother. Matthew, the other guitarist, he's a pilot now, so he ain't got no time to play guitar. He's too busy landing people safely.
Wow.
So and Gavin, the singer, he was like, oh, I sing every now and again. He said, and all I, and I'm in the car. He said, but to do it a certain amount of time in a row, he said, nah, I haven't done it. When we practiced. After the practice, he was like, "Oh, I can feel it a bit now." He said, "Because I haven't done it at this length for so long."
Yeah.
So I was kind of lucky for me, really, because I started back doing the wedding stuff just before the Blackout ended, like a year before, because we could feel everything slowing down a bit. Obviously, money was drying up here and there, and playing gigs and all that. So I started with the wedding band, just doing a bit of money and stuff, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money in it, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. If you can get the right gigs, it's, you know what I mean. You could. My favorite thing is playing, because we'd play pubs and weddings and stuff. My favorite thing, I was playing weddings because, one, they're good payers, because it's someone's special day and I'm here to ruin it. But also there's always a buffet and a sweet and hopefully a sweet trolley. So that's my favorite part. I normally get a couple of plates. I'll have one plate for me and one plate for my oldest son when I go, my dog, my Motley. So I get a plate and we just share in. Yeah, we just share in food, watching Sky Sports News when I come home from a gig at 2:30 a.m. Brilliant.
Happy days.
Some people might say I don't take it serious enough, but there we are.
Taking the buffet home, that's winning.
Completely. But that's your right, isn't it? I mean, someone will always say to you, I mean, I've done a bit of DJing at weddings. There's someone, it's usually like the mother-in-law will always come up to you and say, help yourself to the buffet. And then it's like, yes,
I will.
But I've been to a few.
This man DJ'd my wedding.
Yeah.
I've been to a few weddings where, without even being offered it, the photographer is queuing up to get to the buffet and has steamed in there before any of the guests have. Now that's wrong. That is wrong on so many levels.
Yeah. You've got to be invited. It's like being a vampire, isn't it? You've got to be invited.
But also go up when everybody else is gone. When it's quieting down. Don't be in the front of the queue. You're the photographer.
Yeah. Especially if it's a hot food buffet, I'd find, because they can only keep it out for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I've always been the same. I won't eat before, like, at least 3 hours before I play, because, you know what I mean. When you got a slight IBS problem, you don't want any of that, do you? You don't want any of that warm food. So what I do, I try and I've got a container or something, and they're like, yeah, got a container. So I'll always wrap a load up and put it in the car, then ready for when I get home for me and my Motley. But
that's the way.
Yeah, the only way to do it.
the buffet raider.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
So anyway, listen, Snoz, so you've like we touched on earlier, you've pretty much played with every band that's ever existed.
Yeah, we were looking through a long list of amazing bands you've played with, and
you must have some amazing memories of touring with these bands. Give us the lowdown.
Talk about Limp Bizkit. Talk about Limp Bizkit,
because couple of stories from the road.
This man doesn't like Limp Bizkit. This man loves Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Oh, we've all got our axe to bear, haven't we? Or cross to bear, whatever the word. I don't even know what the saying is. Limp Bizkit was cool. They were super accommodating. Them and all their crew were just super accommodating. As humans, they were lovely, bloody lovely. The first night we played in Frankfurt. We got there and we were stood on the floor while they were sound checking, and Fred was like, "Hey, welcome to Blackout," and we were like, "Oh, Fred Durst there." He said our name. That's awesome. And he said to Sean, because Sean's profile picture at the time was him screaming into a mic, but he had no blood pouring from his mouth. And he said, "I've seen your profile picture." He said to Sean, "I've seen your profile picture." He said, "That's super badass." And Sean was like, "Ooh." Oh, it was brilliant. Then we went to the dressing room and we sound check and stuff. And then Sam Rivers came in and he was like, "Oh, boys, thanks for coming out on the tour with us and all this." And then John Otto was back and forth all the time. He was just like, I think he just got bored sitting in with all the rest of them. He was like, he just come and sit in with us and just shoot the shit, have a laugh. And it was super surreal. Like seeing that band and being a fan of that band for so many years and then playing with them, I was like, "Oh, this is mad. This is mad."
Yeah.
Like throughout the old tour then, like Limp Bizkit's manager was here once and he came on to Sean, he was like, "Oh, just want to thank you." He said something to Sean, he downloaded a few years before saying, "Oh, thanks for keeping the name going," because they'd been off for a while. He said, "We know how much you love the band and all this." And he did the same thing when we were on tour as well. He was like, "Oh, look, thanks for being out there on tour with us and thanks for doing the stuff you do, talking about Limp Bizkit all the time and all that." And we were like, "It's all right. You will do that if you love a band."
Yeah. Their popularity goes up and down all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing them. They sort of came back at Download and they played late afternoon. They hadn't played for years, and it was amazing. There was so many people went absolutely apeshit to it.
I was watching it from the sidelines.
I know you were there drinking.
He was like,
he was next to us drinking.
Yeah.
And then
I think that guy's a wicked guitarist, and I think he's pretty cool. Wes, and he's got an industrial project that sounds really cool as well. I can't remember what they're called.
He used to have Big Dumb Face. He was in the band called Big Dumb Face once. He had a couple of side projects, but Big Dumb Face were like, they were mad. They were mad.
Yeah, there's one more recent than that. It's like proper industrial. It's very 9 Inch Nailsy, but it's really cool. I can't remember what they were called.
It might be. He had a guitar tech called I think his nickname or his name was Cadaver.
Oh right.
So he looked like he could be in 9 Inch Nails, big tall fella, dreadlocks and stuff. And I'm not sure if it was word before that they were going to start a band together. So that might be actually what it is.
Could be. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
I think they had a few albums out, but I really enjoyed that. I just never really got on the Limp Bizkit. I don't know why.
Some of my best. Obviously, we've always been the people in the crowd, hence the name of our podcast. We were always the ones at the gig, out there, pissed, having it in the crowd.
Yeah, of course.
And some of the best live experiences I've had have been Limp Bizkit shows.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say it must be hard. If you are actually Fred Durst, walking a mile in that man's shoes.
Yeah.
Because the criticism, the ups and downs that man must have.
Oh yeah. Everyone thinks
whatever projects he does and shows he does, and he's up and he's down. He must literally be like a duck. He must just let everything go off him. He must be so used to praise and criticism, praise, criticism.
Yeah. I think everyone thinks he's a diva and he's this. He probably has been, especially when they were at their peak. I would imagine. So everything.
Probably through stress though. Probably through the stress of being that big and having to be him.
I really felt sorry for him though. Have you watched that Woodstock thing? It's all over Netflix. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
What I couldn't believe, the people who organised that absolute shit show sat on that documentary and said it was all Fred Durst's fault.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Just so
because we told him not to put on a good show. It's like, I felt sorry for him. I don't like him, but I was like, he went out, he got booked to play a festival, and they got up on stage and they put on a killer performance. Why would you not?
And then they had to blame for everything.
Yeah.
Look, what I found in that documentary, especially with a lot of the people who work there, like the promoter and stuff, is a line in the songs. It's one of never with Metallica. You lie so much, you believe yourself. They've told those lies so many times over the years.
They truly believe it.
It's common knowledge. That's it now. That's it. What they are saying is true. When everyone else is like, bro, you can't say, that's not right. I didn't happen. They're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
God, that was a great program, though, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
My favourite bit as well was you saw Korn play, didn't you? And it was like watching a scene from hell, like the crowd and everything. And then after them was Bush, and Gavin Rossdale comes out and he starts playing, and he's playing the wrong chords and he's singing out of tune. It's like it's painful, and he looks so scared. It looks like a child who's terrified. I'm sure he got better after that. But
but imagine following Korn. Looking out. I know, especially at that time, Korn were massive. Then that was when they were super massive.
Yeah.
But imagine going out on after that and think yourself, I got to play after them. I would imagine it'd be made a little bit easier because if you're looking out and it's dark, so you can't see as many people, I guess. Imagine going out there then when it's just getting dark and you can still see all those people probably still, you know what I mean, up there after Corn. You're going to be like, oh my God. But see, something like that though would entice me to do better. So like, because we used to play a load of shows in the BLACKOUT. Sometimes like we did a tour with Taste of Chaos tour with it was Rise Against, Gallows, The Used, blah blah blah. When we came out onto stage in Newport Centre, which was like kind of like our hometown show.
Yeah.
Lord of the crowd booed. They were boo because we were like a local band doing well. And there was like a load of scene kids in. So boo. Oh, that's it. I'm like, oh, here we go, eh? Come on, then. I just literally want to try and prove people wrong constantly.
Yeah.
Like a time we played Download and we covered for Sum 41. And like we had loads of shit from it, especially online. People were like, oh, they rubbish. They shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be playing so high up and all that, blah, blah, blah. So we had to have a backdrop, mate. It's a massive backdrop with it was just a black backdrop with the blackout on it. And we had a thing we'd had it made, but as if someone had spray painted fuck in the corner, so fuck the blackout. So we had that made. We had two drummers on stage, me and the drummer of Kids in Glass Houses, Phil Jenkins, two of us. No, we didn't ever explain it. We didn't say anywhere. We just thought we were in practice one day, and we were like, and we was like, oh, be awesome. We had two drummers and all that. Phil fancy that, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And we were like, oh, come on, let's do it. So we both played exactly the same thing during the song. We just had two drummers. But then we also had obviously we knew people were going to be and they weren't going to be happy. We rented two 30-foot, I think it was 30-foot hands, like inflatable hands. We asked the fella when we booked him, he was like, can you strap the fingers down so they just like that? And he was you want to see his eyes lit up. Yeah, I can do that. like as if he'd been waiting for that all his life. He was like, yes. So we had two inflatable middle fingers, two drummers, and a big backdrop which said fuck the blackout. So we would try to preempt. So if anybody turned up, oh, I'm gonna give him shit. Oh, they're already doing that.
Yeah.
So pointless. So we did it. Yeah.
So all I've got left is to enjoy them now.
Yeah.
I can't cuss them. They've cussed themselves.
Yeah.
So
we used to do stuff like that all the time. Like when we played out in Greece for the first time when we were on tour with another name drop, Linkin Park. Sorry.
No, keep dropping them names.
Yeah. First time they'd ever been there, Linkin Park ever. They were playing in front of 20,000 people in the middle of two mountains. So like all the people that turned up, I don't even think our name was on the poster or the tickets or anything. So they turned up. We started playing, and people were like, "This is not Linkin Park yet. I'm not into this. You just said it was Linkin Park." And like you could see, when we first started playing, a lot of people booing, and they started chucking bottles. Or Sean was running about. He's like, "Come on, fucking chuck him! Don't get him up, yeah!" And it was just loads of bottles coming. But after about 3 songs, we totally won them over because we were like, "Oh, come on, let's do it!" And after 3 songs, people were like mad into it, and it was awesome.
Wicked, yeah. And, so that's like these are like standout gigs, aren't they? Coming back to memories.
Yeah. You say we played in Linkin Park like 5 times, and we never got close to anyone because they had their own dressing room area. They had Linkin Park World, and so you couldn't get anywhere. As soon as they'd finish a gig, they'd come down a ramp off a stage into cars straight to the airport and fly to the next place.
Right, really.
But in Greece, I think they'd been out there a couple of days anyway, and they were just walking about, all day hanging about, which is cool. Still couldn't get really near them. You could see them, but then when we played the gig, Chester and his missus were there. She was filming, and he was super into it. Mike Shinoda was there hanging out, and seeing that just before we played, we were by the dressing room area, and Chester just came out, and he was like, "All right, guys, was it good?" So he was like, "Oh, sorry, we haven't been introduced yet, and we haven't had a chance to speak to you. It's been super hectic." And we were like, "Oh, it's okay, Chester, Ben, that's cool. Just you gotta do what you gotta do." But he was super nice, really, really nice. Mike Shinoda was really nice, and the bass player, I'm not sure the bass player, but they were all lovely. But then we played the gig and stuff, and whatever. So just after that, we were watching them side of the stage, and they were awesome. And he came over, and he was a part on it where the drummer was doing his drum solo thing, Chester came over, and I was like, first time. I'm like, looking at the crowd. He was like, "Few in," and he was like, "I know," as if to say, like, "So this is mad, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yep." So we were chopping, we were talking and stuff, and he went back on, and he was like, "Oh, I just want to give it up to our new friends in the Blackout," and people like, "Whoa!" And I was like, it's one of those things. You look and you hear that, and you see that with your own eyes and your own ears, and you're like, "That's mad. That is mad." If someone had told me that like 10 years before that, I would have thought he was mad, absolutely mad.
Oh, that was sad, mate. The day he passed was sad.
Yeah. Mad.
They were a great band. And
yeah.
You know, I know everyone talks about the mental health thing and all that, but and you know that last album they released that got so much abuse by the press.
Yeah,
because it was such a personal album. I think to him.
Yeah.
But there was some amazing songs on there, and it's such a shame. I
love the fact they were constantly trying to do something different. They weren't just going, right, this is Linkin Park, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Listen to this. They were like, I'm going to try something different this album. Yeah. We're going to do this album. Yeah, they still wrote really good songs.
You're never gonna please everyone, right? Like if they just kept on releasing album after album with like One Step Closer, and then people would be like, oh, they're just a fucking one-trick pony.
Another one of our regular questions, Snoz, is if you only had one song to send into space for other civilizations to hear, it would reach far corners of the universe. I'm saying it so seriously. It's a stupid question.
Like a representation of like the entire human race.
But it's your personal choice, one of your favorite tracks of all time, any genre. You've only got one though. What's it going to be?
What are you sending up there?
I don't judge me. I'm going to go with Death to All But Metal by Steel Panther.
Fair play.
Well, Steel Panther crack me up. They do.
Yeah, I love.
He doesn't like comedy bands, do you?
I love them. This is the thing. This is a bit of a theme for me now. I love them. I love Steel Panther.
I love their interviews. Their fake interviews where they're interviewing them and they're just talking about their balls and women and that. It's just like
it's just crack me up. We were in the studio the other week when I was with Val Allen. Some boy who was in, he was trying to be a bit cool. He was. I was like, oh, here we go. And someone said something about Steel Panther, and he went, right, fuck me, I hate Steel Panther. And I went like, it's matter, but don't like fun, do you? And he was like, what? I went, do you like riffs? He went, yeah, I love riffs. He's in a metal band. He went, yeah, I love riffs. I went, Steel Panther got great riffs. They can all play. The music is brilliant in general. And the lyrics are really funny. You don't like fun, do you? And he was like, well, no. I was like, put it all together. Steel Panther, brilliant. And he was like, giving me all that. I like Steel Panther. But I love him.
What's that song where he's like singing it all serious like a ballad, and he just goes, I just can't believe I'm so fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, there's
what's that one?
I think it's The Burden of Being Wonderful. They got
that's it.
About he's just singing about how class he is.
It's so good. It's just all about how brilliant he is.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm converted, but I will give them another listen on your recommendation.
Right. Cool. Yeah,
if you're sending them into space, then they deserve to have a good listen.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to say I don't like funny, but I do like some amusing bands.
Yeah.
Viking Skull, do you remember them?
Aye, yeah.
So they were like a spin-off of Raging Speedhorn, but they weren't really cut, but they were cut. Yeah, they were kind of like. It was all singing about like booze, bitches, and all this kind of stuff, and it was.
Okay.
Yeah, they were kind of a comedy band.
Ailstorm. You heard them?
Yeah. They're like pirate metal, aren't they?
That's a good crack.
Yeah.
Who invented pirate metal? I mean, that's genius, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Pirates. Who cares? It's brilliant.
Is it just a spin-off of power metal? I don't know. I don't really get it, but it just kind of.
They came on the one time my little boy was listening to Sabadon. Oh, boys, am I still there?
Yeah, still here.
Oh, my phone went mad then. My little boy was listening to Sabadon, and he went off on a tangent with all other power metal bands, like Powerwolf, I think was one of them.
Powerwolf, I remember them.
Yeah. And Ailstorm come on, and we were listening to him. My little boy looked at me. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I love it. And there was something about drinking a beer and all. I was like, this is class. Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, pirate metal. I just don't understand whoever thought. I mean, there's like goblin bands and stuff as well, isn't there? There's bands that like pretend they're goblins and all this kind of stuff.
Goblicon, is it one of them called Goblicon or something like that?
But, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff, like, you know. I mean, it's so weird, isn't it? Like, but some of these bands, like, they do it as a bit of a joke, I suppose. But then, I mean, like, I keep name checking them because I'm a huge fan. Whether I've liked them right from the beginning, but I love Ghost, and where they've gone from, like, I saw them at Alexandra Palace supporting Alice in Chains.
Oh, okay.
And it literally blew me away because I'd heard him and I really liked him, but I wasn't ready for that kind of stage show. And like he was walking out in the audience, like shaking incense, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, fuck me, this is a proper show.
Yeah.
And like go on.
No, go on.
Well, my two mates that I was with hated him, but I was like, this is incredible. I can't believe I'm watching this. This is insane. And I've loved them ever since.
Yeah, we when we were out in Australia in 2010, we were doing a festival called Soundwave Festival.
Yeah,
it was 2010. That one was. Yeah, and Ghosts were there, and everyone was like, "Oh, you've got to see this band. They're mad. They're this thing." And we watched them from the floor, and like it came on, and it was just really. He was like doing the old thing with the incense, and he was like, it was boiling hot. It was middle of an Australian summer, boiling, but he was like as the sun was going down and stuff. So it looked a bit eerie, and it was good. And they played, and it was like I was like, oh, they're all right. That's cool. But over the last few years, especially the last two or three albums, I'm like, these are brilliant. The new album is amazing.
It's insane, isn't it? How do you write songs that good? I mean,
I don't know. I'd always tell people, they'd say, what a Ghost sound like? And I'd say, heavy metal ABBA.
Yeah,
do you
completely.
Like ABBA?
Yeah.
Do you like heavy
I
metal?
still haven't got it yet, have I?
No, you don't get it.
When he first showed me it, I went, oh, right, that guy's like really old. Is he like an old rocker from an old 70s band reinvented? And he was like, no, it's like plastic, like a, what's it called? Prosthetic face. I had no idea he had a prosthetic face on. I thought that's what he fucking looked like.
He's just like in real life, he's just like a kind of good looking, like normal kind of guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I've gone to him, play me their best songs then. And he played me like 2 or 3 of their best songs. I'm like, I just haven't, it hasn't got me yet. I'm like, just like a 70s rock. I'm listening to some 70s rock.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the whole heavy metal ABBA thing, we did a podcast with Rex from Pantera, and we were chatting to him, and he went, "You've got to check out this band." And he was going on and on about them, didn't he? On and on. And they were called Church of the Cosmic Skull.
Yeah.
And they're similar to Ghost in as much as they all dress up and they're all about this, like, it's all a godly
pretending
kind of
they're a cult.
They're like a cult.
California
But
cult.
if you listen to them, they just sound like ABBA, but like with guitars. It is hilarious.
Wicked.
They call them, like, one of them is called Brother something.
Yeah, Brother and Reverend and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But honestly, Rex would not stop talking about him. He was like, "You've got to check them out. They're going to be huge." And they're from like Manchester in the UK. Oh no, Manchester or Nottingham. They might be from Nottingham. But yeah, they're slowly starting to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I saw them. They're on the
Church of the Cosmic Skull.
They're on the bill next year. I messaged them, tried to get them on. We should get them on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Chat, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
something different.
I mean, get us in a cult.
But yeah, they're not they're nothing like Ghost. They couldn't be further different. But there's they've got like ABBA harmonies,
elements
of
it.
Stuff.
Class.
Yeah, they're very poppy, but yeah, it's definitely different. Check them out.
I definitely have a look at that. I'm happy now with the fact you started talking about Pantera, so I get to see. I'm really excited about this new Pantera thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Tell us your thoughts on the whole thing.
Oh, I'm super excited for it. If I get to see some of Pantera playing loads of Pantera songs, I'm in. Totally, I'm all right with it. There's loads of bands over the years who've had members have died, changed members, and all this. People haven't had this much of uproar since. I think it's probably because Pantera is probably only one of those bands where every member is as popular as the other. Because like Rex is super popular. Phil Anselmo is. Dimebag was like in a league of his own. And
I think the videos sent them into that. That if they hadn't have had the vulgar videos, you wouldn't have gotten to see them so personally, would you? But you felt like you knew them all, even though you don't.
The vulgar videos were class.
I asked Rex on our podcast, just only because you mentioned it, but I said to him, when you're recording the vulgar videos, you know, did you think they'd be that popular? And he said, I didn't really think about it. I didn't really realize I was being filmed as much. And it was just us. We were just being us. There was no pretense at all. It was just all they did was film us being us.
Yeah.
And then we all saw that and we just loved every member, didn't we?
Yeah, of course. You know? Yeah, I loved it. I loved the one on the one video when the church come to their room, like the hotel room, and like, yeah, your child's a Satan. I know. I always remember from when I was a kid when Phil goes, "Satan's got me by the balls," and that was it. They chuck them all in the room.
Then it just goes, "You're fucked."
Yeah.
We always used to go on that bit where he goes, "Whoa, Val," and it just keeps showing Big Val catching a light on the tire or something.
Yeah. And every time it like pan to like Diamond, go like, "Excuse me, I've got a pink beard." That's brilliant. So good.
Class.
So the black tooth, the black tooth,
black
smile,
tooth.
the black tooth.
Yeah.
We thought we were so hard drinking the neat Jack Daniels because of Dime Bag.
That weren't Jack Daniels. That was Crown Royal.
That was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jack Daniels.
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, all does the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, as far as I'm concerned, if anybody's got the right to do it, it's, you know, it's his best mate.
Yeah.
You know, Zach Wilde.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he can do it.
Why is anybody complaining about Zach Wilde playing Pantera songs?
Yeah.
If I had to pick someone to play Pantera songs that wasn't Dimebag, it'd probably be Zach Wilde.
100%.
You know what I mean? And Charlie Benatti as well. He can play those drums. He's class. Yeah, as long as he haven't got any more misdemeanors, so that means he can't leave the country. You know, he might really think that. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's going to be class. It's going to be really, really class. I'm excited to see it.
We and Sam were very, very lucky to see Pantera a few times in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go to the.
I'll go if I get a chance. If I've got a chance to go, I'd 100%.
Have they announced British shows?
No, not yet. No.
It's I think it'll definitely be, because this is probably one of the biggest markets when they were playing. You know what I mean? I saw them in. The only time I saw them play was in 2000 on the Reinventing the Steel tour in Newport Centre, and it was amazing, brilliant. What a show!
Yeah.
But Phil was up to his eyeballs in a cold, so some things he struggled on.
Yeah,
but he was still Pantera.
100%. And again, what an underrated album! Like there's a lot of people who hated that album, but I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't think they ever stepped a foot wrong, to be honest with you.
No. Southern Tranquil is my favorite album. That's gonna be one of my next tattoos as well. It's gonna be the
Is it? Oh, I love that album cover.
Yeah,
it's a well-good album cover.
That album is. I love it.
From the second
so
it starts with that scream and the blast beat, you know you're in for a treat, don't you?
Unreal. Yeah. I remember being like, when it came out, it was like 15, 16 press play. I'm like, instantly like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just straight at you. Yeah, amazing.
Far Beyond Driven's my favourite, but either side of that, Southern Tranquil and Vulgar, 100%. Then probably Cowboys.
I love Cowboys because I'm massively into my 80s glam hair metal. So some of the screams, some of the 80s screams he got on Cowboys are brilliant. Like just top notch.
Let's face it, they're all good, isn't they?
Yeah. No doubt.
I'm going. Fuck it. Get it. Come on, let's go. Let's do it.
Convinced.
They're playing a load of festivals, aren't they? So
yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised they're not doing download. I'm quite surprised.
Maybe
the full bill yet,
is it? End up doing it? No.
Yeah,
they might still end.
You might be able to wander over there, Snoz. Yeah.
Oh, I met Phil Anselmo once at Download in 2010 because Down were playing, and I went over to him. And at that time, I had my hair was like tip of the hair, and I had all the back was dyed red, kind of thing. So I went over, and I just want to say, Phil, Mr. Anselmo, I was like, I'm a massive fan of your band. I've loved your band since I was a kid. I love everything you do. And he looked at me like he wanted to turn my face inside out.
Really?
He looked like he wanted to turn me into pink dust. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go now. Probably because I didn't look like a stoner. And he was kind of like, yeah. And I was like, I just want to say, maybe he couldn't understand my accent. That might be half of it. Because I do sound like I'm talking through soup sometimes, don't I? So, but he looked at me like, And I met Rex as well that weekend, because obviously Rex is in Down. He said the same thing. I loved your band. He was with Dimebag's wife. They were stood there talking.
Rita.
And I was like, oh, look. Yeah. I was like, oh, sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say how much I love Pantera and all that. And he went, that's a good accent. Where are you from? And I said, as I went to see Wales, he went, are you Irish? I've been to Ireland quite a lot. And he just started going off for one. I was like, oh, like, fella, I'm off. So I was like, and he just started talking to Rita then, and that was the end of it. So I was like, well, I'm going. See you later.
How funny.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Well, Snoz, we better let you go. We've had you we've been talking for an hour and a half, so yeah. But
sorry. Sure you wanna... That's me. I could talk the head off a pin. I'm sorry about that.
No, I mean, I'm happy to talk forever. I love podcasting. I'll go on forever, but it has to end sometimes. I'll have to end it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's been great chatting, and
really great. Absolutely.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
I hope that the reunion thing goes well. Can't wait to hear.
Sure,
hear
100% will, man.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah,
that's got to be so exciting.
Oh, it's going to be mad. Like I said, it's just my favorite thing about it so far is I've reconnected with loads of old Blackout fans. I guess I still follow a lot of them on Instagram and stuff anyway, because obviously they're all a bit older now. They've grown up But I've reconnected with loads of different ones. I've had messages left, right, and centre, and people are like, "Oh, I can't believe!" Like people from Japan saying, "Oh, we're thinking about coming over," and people from Canada and stuff. "Oh, we're thinking about doing this," and I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Just like say, reconnecting with people and stuff again.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like cool. your music spoke to a lot of people, didn't it? And that's why you got to, that's why you got to do all these festivals and all these gigs. That's why you sold out the Astoria.
Yeah,
which was massive. I mean, that was the best. That was the best venue in London.
Yeah,
I mean that's incredible.
I think we were only one of three unsigned bands to ever sell it out. I think
The Darkness was one,
and Ned's Atomic Dust.
Selling out the Astoria unsigned is. I mean,
it's
it was mental,
isn't it?
To this day now, I'm like, I can't believe that happened, and the fact that we blew all our show fee on that on stage, and we used to do a lot of that. We'd blow all our money on ridiculous, stupid
making
shit.
The show better.
So yeah. What we did on that one, we had like a rise massive. I was like 10 foot in the air. My drum riser was right up above, because the stage was so narrow. They had to condense it all in. So I wasn't supposed to be so high. I was supposed to be quite shallow. But because the stage was so narrow, they were like, "Oh, we just got to put it like that." So I was in line with the top balcony when I was playing. I was like, "Oh my God, that's Jesus." It took me about 5 songs just to get into it. Like, but yeah, that whole period was mad. Loved it. Madness.
So good. Yeah. So I mean, one last question: Do you think you'll record another album with the Blackout? Do you think there's a possibility of that happening?
No, not at the moment. Because when we did it, we were like, "Oh, just go out and just play a show and stuff, and go out." At the moment, there's nothing in the works and stuff. It's just, what I mean, we just wanted to get together, play a gig again, see people, do a proper show. There are talks about maybe doing a tour or a little few shows the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that'll come about, I don't know. But new music, I'm not really sure. Because everyone's got so much going on. Like I said, Matthew's a pilot.
A new merch line then, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
But I think we were talking around a shirt, because like we had when we did the last tour, it was "This is it." Obviously, it's a Welshism, isn't it? And we were thinking around a shirt saying, "Wasn't it? Was it?" And just having that on the end of it, like the blackout in the corner or something like that.
Oh, it's got to be done now, isn't it?
It's going to be something stupid. Whatever happens, it's going to be something stupid, I would imagine.
Top man.
Amazing.
No, again, great to meet you.
Yeah, Snoz, it's been wonderful.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for giving us your evening.
Yes.
No problem at all. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I could talk all day. Don't get me started.
Thanks so much, buddy. I'll give you the salute, and good luck with that gig. Fella.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. If you see a sweating old man, it's me. Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Biscuit.